Hi everyone, it's Jen again. Let me first apologize for not putting out a video last week. At the time, I was still under the delusion that I would be able to get the remastered version of Arcane Dice Wars Villain's Heart out by the Christmas deadline that I had set for myself, but that did not turn out to be possible or plausible because of how many unforeseen bugs I had. And I also found a 24-page document that my copy editor so meticulously and considerately put together for me to point out a bunch of grammatical inconsistencies that needed to be corrected. And yeah, so that's been keeping me very busy, and I think I'm still going to be up to the very last day here to get all the bugs out. Although I did make it through all the pages of copy edits, so thank you again to my copy editor for all the effort and attention and care that she's put into this project. I really appreciate it. I hope you all had a good holiday season and a happy new year coming up. Speaking of which, I thought this would be a good opportunity to sort of reflect upon 2004 and talk a little bit about upcoming goals for 2005. So let's see where to start. 2004 was a pretty up and down year as far as overall life goes. I had a lot of challenges as far as my personal life goes, and game development was really a sanctuary for me, a place of my own space that kept me grounded and was a place for me to just relax, decompress, and find my own sense of self and, or I guess I should say maintain my sense of self. And I built some really wonderful friendships along the way, so thank you so much for the support. I'm just going to put this out there for anybody who's a caretaker, and that they are responsible for somebody else's livelihood and their day-to-day, I guess, ability to live and thrive. It's very difficult to not lose yourself in that type of work when you're always prioritizing somebody else's needs over your own. And I think that's why a lot of times you don't see full-time caretakers posting YouTube videos about being creatives, right? Because so often those are the types of things that are sacrificed first in order to maintain the needs of others. And I just want to say that I have so much empathy for you, and that I just want to encourage you to find some way to still care for yourself and your own needs, and that includes making time for leisure. Leisure not just in the sense of zoning out, vegging out, passively just watching or reading whatever is thrown at you because you feel too exhausted to even think or engage with the world anymore. Leisure in the sense of giving yourself permission to explore yourself as a human being, whether that be through some type of introspection or introspective activity, or some type of skill building activity with no pressure to have some type of result for others, just for the sake of the process itself, just for investing in yourself and your own well-being. Because if you can take that time, and this is something that like new mothers always hear but is so much easier to say than do, you need to put on your own oxygen mask before you can help others with theirs. And you'll, at least in my experience, I found I have so much more to give when I take care of myself first. And maybe some people might think I'm selfish for doing so, but I know what I do, and I know who I am, and I know I'm a person who cares very deeply about others in general, and especially about the people that I take responsibility for. So I guess I would just say there's a point in time where the energy is better invested in yourself so that you have more to give to others. And if you are finding yourself to the point of exhaustion where you don't have any time to invest in yourself for true leisure, not just passively, passing out to whatever, being state of semi-consciousness, you've given too much. You need to have some time to energize yourself. And that energy, I don't, at least for me, I guess I should always have that caveat. At least for me, I don't find it energizing to just sit around or lay around passively. That's like, I'm just surviving. I'm just, at that point, if that's what I really need, I'm not gaining energy from that. I'm just surviving. I'm just barely clawing along. In order for me to feel energized, I need that time for self-exploration, for enjoying a process that's just for me. Whether that's building my own skills or understanding myself more as a person, or, whatever it is. It's important, I think. And I would just encourage anyone who's in a situation that's struggling to not let other people, I guess, or outside pressures demand more of you than what you can give without giving some of that to yourself as well. Okay, with that said, 2004 was a great year. For me, from just a development point of view, I did rework Arcane Dice Wars on a systems level that I felt I had made a lot of progress. I guess maybe that would be called refactoring. I don't know. It's got a lot of ways to go still, but every time I'm getting a little bit better. Finished the Otome Jam project in the time frame that I wanted to finish it in, and had a fantastic time with Echoberry. So thank you so much, Echoberry and Raspberry Bell. It was such a blast working with you guys. So much fun. That was just that was a great experience. Yeah, and I guess when I just lay it out like that, it doesn't sound like there was a lot done, but the amount of work that was done on Arcane Dice Wars, the way that project, it just kind of expanded from being something that I thought was going to be more around the size of Villainous Heart, like maybe a 10 to 20 hour game, which is already, I feel like, a fairly decent length in indie game, solo game type projects. I think most people would recommend that you don't shoot for that length of a game, especially if you're new to this sort of thing. But I need time to develop what it is that I'm interested in portraying. That just can't be done in a short window of time. I've always been terrible at telling short stories or making shorts for comics or any other type of media. Yeah, I just have a lot of like nuanced things that I want to say about stuff that I can't surmise in a brief window of time. So I just want to thank everybody who has actually sat through the majority of my content, because that's a lot of time that you've given to me, so I appreciate that. So yeah, Arcane Dice Wars has probably ended up being twice the size that I originally intended, and taken me about twice as long as I originally intended to put into it, and I don't regret a single moment of that, but I am very excited about being able to finish that at the beginning of this year and move on to a new project that I'm also very excited about, that I've just been kind of cooking in my brain right now. But in 2005, I do plan on trying to force myself to spend a little bit more time in the prototyping and concept stage, because I think I have a tendency of just confidently jumping into whatever I think it is I want to do. And there's benefits to that. I think that you do have to make mistakes in order to learn and grow, especially in something that's as subjective as creativity or creative work. I would rather look back at the year and say, look at all I've learned, than say, oh, I wish I had not spent so much time in indecisive paralysis. Like, I noticed there's a lot of videos in the game development space of kind of like mistakes that I would avoid in the future, or if I could do it all again, like I wouldn't have done this, or if I could warn anybody who's starting out to like not do this or not do that. It's like, it's all good advice. It's all stuff I probably should have taken if I wanted to make this a career. But I wonder how many people just never get started because they're afraid of making mistakes, because they're afraid of wasting time, because they're afraid of doing it wrong. I know that I used to feel that way about a lot of things. Just afraid to take a risk even with my time and effort. And then I realized that, that stuff doesn't matter to me anymore, I guess. Which is why I say don't ever look to my code to like learn how to do anything. I really don't like making those types of tutorials, other than to show that, yeah, it's possible to like flub around through something and do it the wrong way and still have something. But I, at the same time, I don't regret my patchwork solutions and my kind of like just bullheadedness of going straight forward and doing it, because again, I would just rather do and have those experiences, mistakes, warts and all, and learn from that and keep going, than to spend a bunch of time just, I guess, wringing my hands over it. I'm just not the type of person who likes to sit there in some weird state of, anxiety. It causes me anxiety to like want to do something or feel like I should do something and then worry about how I'm gonna logistically do that. Like, I just want to have a plan to do it and do it. And sometimes I can overcommit myself to maybe something that shouldn't have been. Like maybe according to the majority of people on the planet, I shouldn't have spent 2 years on Arcane Dice Wars. Like, there was something fundamentally like not appealing about it from somewhere, but it connected to a few people really strongly, and that's enough for me. That's enough for me to make it worthwhile, in my opinion. So anyways, that's where I'm at right now. Looking forward to 2005. I've got kind of a loose outline for myself, and very pleased with I guess my accuracy in predicting my own productivity for 2004, in the sense that I made fairly vigorous deadlines for myself, and I was able to meet them in a way that was sustainable. I don't feel burnt out. I feel very excited going forward. I didn't need to take any long breaks from anything to recover. And that was also including a lot of road bumps along the way in my personal life, such as illness and death. So, yeah, I think overall, great year. Great job, making some type of work-life balance, the myth of work-life balance. And I still have my health coming out at the end of it, so. Wishing you all a happy new year, and let's go into 2025. I'm psyched. Don't forget to enjoy the process. Take care. Bye-bye now.